theirs.
Yeah, mine's.
I've got my phone just in case we have any issues. James, he said I told him I have my phone here, for you need me if anybody called in just in case.
Okay, call this meeting to order. We just called this meeting today so that we could have some open board discussion about possibilities of starting the September 9th date that the governor discussed, or August 20th, 21st, right in there. So we just thought it would be a good idea for the board to get together and have some open discussion on that. So, somebody wants to start the discussion.
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
I feel that as long as we can properly prepare and have a good plan and service, I'm in favor of starting school on time, on our original date, not necessarily on time, but on our original date, thereabouts, on the contingency that we have a good plan together, all protocols to protect everybody, not just rush through something to try to get the original date, but if we're ready to go, I say that I'm ready to support us starting at the original time.
I would agree with Lucas. There's lots of information out there, some for, some against, certainly, of opening the schools. But I think Coffee County is not a really high area right now with infections, and I really think it's important that we have to get our kids back in school. I mean, you know, I think USD 244 did a wonderful job last year making that happen with lots of different caveats to, you know, trying to get kids to learn, but it wasn't the learning environment that they deserved. And but I agree with Lucas. If we can do this in a safe manner, and if we can't, then we reevaluate and step back. But I think that we should move forward and have our projected opening date. And you know, if something comes up before then you know we look at it and change. But as we know, I mean, things change daily. But that's my comment. I think it's important for the kids and staff, realistically.
I would echo those same comments. I'm definitely in favor of starting school on time if we are able to. Like James said, if you look at the numbers in our county currently, and I know that there's ongoing discussion with the health department, we're in a pretty good spot as far as our county goes, especially when you look at the number of kiddos that have been affected by this. It's really a very small number. So I think it's very important that we get our kids back in school, but I also think that it's important to listen to staff and the school administration to see what their level of comfort is as well. Because it's not just the kids that we're looking out for as well, but we also want to look out for our teachers and all of the school personnel as well moving forward. And if we can have all of those safety measures and all the equipment and supplies that we need in place to start as originally planned, then I'm all for that. So.
How would you say?
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to rush it. I mean, but it has to be a well planned out thing, and if we get well planned out plan, and if we can do that and start as our original plan date, then I'm in support of that. You know, there's kids that, you know, we haven't seen since spring break, you know, and there's kids out there that that really need a school environment.
Yeah, this morning I spoke with Lindsay Pear. I happened to see her, and we discussed some of the facts that she has presented to the commissioners on Monday. She talked to, you know, and we need to move forward. We need to get these kids, we need some normalcy, and we have great administration that is working a plan and working with health officials. We have a committee started to make sure that we're, you know, meeting all the needs and doing everything that we need to do to start on time. And we need to meet the guidelines, and we also need to meet the state's expectations as far as hours that we're, serving our kids and giving them an education, so. For it as well.
So having heard what you all have said and having a chance to talk with you guys all individually, we've been working tirelessly with administrators, directors on different thoughts, different plans. And it's a challenge because, again, of the moving target that we've kind of dealt with in regards to, it was state control at first, now then it became local control, and then it became state control, and just some different things. Again, this is challenging. Again, I'm not critical of anyone in leadership because I'm in leadership and I understand how it's a difficult thing. So now, having said that, now we spent a lot of time, like the whole day yesterday, with health department the officials there, Lindsay Payer, Carl Lee, Dr. Shell was in communication via text as well as phone. Administrators and directors, and we met for 3 hours yesterday. And so, asking them the question, first and foremost, do you feel like we can start school on our normal date, August 20? And they said yes, with say guidelines in place, health safety guidelines. We started to work on those health safety guidelines. When we got those completed yesterday, then I guess I want to share with you those guidelines, and I'd like to look to do a Monday special board meeting. Because yesterday, because we were meeting all day long, I didn't have a chance to get everything formally typed up and ready for this meeting. I hate to do 2 meetings, but it's just something that we need to. I want to have you guys look over the information. I'll have it to you tonight in your board report. And you'll have a chance to look over this weekend, not only the plan that we have in place for the health safety of all of our students and our staff, and then also the plan we have moving forward with the educational process. Because if you looked at that navigating change document, 1,078 pages, there were basically 3 different models of education. There was the on-site, basically back kind of as normal, if you will, with the new normal adjustment. You have the hybrid model, the mixture of on-site and at-home online learning, and then you have the online or remote learning model. We put together what we feel like is a very good plan, and it ties in with what our staff, what we utilized before when we were doing continuous learning. And they have some familiarity with the work that they've been doing with Tech Cadres this summer, with Doug, Craig, Courtney. And so having said that, Courtney Finlayson, and so having said that, we have put together what we think we've got our plan ready. We've been having discussions all throughout the summer. So I will be able to share that with you guys on Monday, and you'll be able to approve everything moving forward. Then that allows us to get involved with the advisory committee. So for example, the health safety guidelines, getting ready to send out an advisory committee meeting, a request for people to join the advisory committee, those that have said that they would like to, as well as be on that committee, as well as the administrators giving me some names of parents or community members that would be good on that committee. We'll look to get them together, and we'll look to review our plan for health safety guidelines. Hey, did we miss anything? We want input from them because, quite honestly, we don't know if we've got everything covered that we need to have covered. We'll talk to them about the educational plan. So you guys will formally look to approve the plan Monday, but it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving document based on the public input that we will get from those committee-type groups that we have to put together, as well as our staff. So it'll create different meetings, again, with the advisory committee. We'll have probably IBB with negotiations. They'll want to be a part and look at the possible calendar adjustment. The one thing that our administrators, and I will tell you this ahead of time, the one thing our administrators did feel like, and you talked about the preparation piece, because of what we're doing, what we're planning on doing, and the plan we're looking to give you has a lot of things that we have already worked on and done before. We feel like we need one more day of training and in-service. So what we're looking at in the calendar, let's see, could you possibly trace a slide to that? So this is the calendar that we are currently, we adopted. We would look to possibly take 17, 18, and 19 of August and make those in-service days. Those would be mandatory in-service days for teachers. We would basically take the 14th of September and slide it up to the 19th. The 19th would become the 20th, which is a flex work day for staff, and the 21st would be the first day of school. So we'll have a first day of school come back Friday, and then come back to start the full week on the 24th. That would be a proposed idea, again, that we would look to approve. That's what our administration directors, they feel like they need one more day to make sure we've got everything ready to go. And hopefully to, and if I can get that information out to staff sooner the better, that way they know and are prepared. So, and there, again, there'll be more information regarding, you know, the plan that you guys will get this weekend, as well as we'll look to discuss this at a special board meeting on Monday.
Shane, can you hear us?
Yes,
Okay, so
You're invisible.
before Craig talked, we went around and gave our thoughts on how we feel about.
Yeah.
So do you want to go ahead and do
I
that?
heard all that.
Okay, do you want to go ahead?
Say that again?
Do you want to go ahead and say what you want to say?
I would talk way too long.
Well, do you want to give us a shortened version?
I don't have a shortened version. I'm not, we're here to agree or disagree with the calendar, right?
Whether we support starting when the governor has suggested or our original or close to its start date, yes.
Yeah, what Craig just said, I agree with.
So I guess we
About starting on the 20th or the 21st. I'm okay with that.
So I just have one other thing I'd like to say. So we've all been in discussions with administration before this, you know, that, hey, what do we think, you know, and so certainly the administration has been, you know, they are the ones that think that we can open up, and we're here to support them or not support them. We think we have a fantastic administration. You know, the teachers, I mean, throughout the whole organization, and we are here to support them. I think the change to the date of the 21st is actually really works out probably a pretty good idea, because we're not going to be 100% right on day one. But on Friday, you know, come Monday, we can regroup and say, what didn't work right on Friday? So we have the whole weekend to figure that out and kind of adjust on Monday. And we're probably going to adjust there for a week or two, but we're going to do the right thing. And if people have comments about that or have suggestions, then certainly feed that to the administration.
Exactly, and I want to thank, I say, the health department staff. They've been just instrumental in working with us in an ever-changing world. Hospital staff as well, Dr. Shell, just a variety of different people. Again, I just want to thank those people. I want to thank everybody for their patience, because this is not easy. This is very, very challenging. It's very, very controversial or a divisive type of a topic. But we're trying to do our best, and we're going through all the information and processing as quick as we can. I will say this kind of as a little information ahead of time, or spoiler alert, if you will. We want to do everything we can to meet the needs of our students, and our staff, and our visitors, our patrons into our schools. It's very, very important. We need our kids, we need our staff, we need everybody. We need the whole system to work well. And it's not easy. Like when we had our staff meetings this Wednesday, I told them all, I started off with, none of this is fun and none of this is easy, but we can make this work. And so we need our kids, we need our families, and we're going to try to provide learning models, a couple of different models, that will allow everybody to have their needs met. And we want to work with people to make sure that this happens, because again, education is so important. It is so important for us to do everything we can just to have the kids with us. I know our staff is missing the kids, and I know I'm missing seeing kids, and I'm missing seeing our staff too. So we're just missing everybody, and we want to get back to doing what we do. It's truly, like I say, it's a life mission for people in education. So I probably talked too long, but I just want you to know, with our plan, we will be talking about and looking to approve on Monday. We believe we can meet everybody's needs. And then if things change, we'll come up with a change to try to meet everybody's needs based on what happens in the world and with health-related COVID-19.
Hey, Craig,
Yes.
I have a question more out of curiosity. What is the rest of the league doing? I know I talked to someone from Wellsville, and they think they're starting on the 20th.
I asked Mr. Watkins to get some information, and they're in discussions. We thought, again, like about 10 days to 2 weeks ago, we kind of thought we had everything pretty well lined up, and we were going to try to get together and approve a plan. And then things started to change, obviously, with some different, I guess just some different information that we received from the state. So it's just, as far as the league schools, they're having these same discussions like we are having now. So we don't have any specific information from them yet.
Okay, thanks.
I did hear, Shane, and it wasn't from one of their officials, but I understood that USD 243 and 245, are starting on time or around on time, and Melbourne is actually meeting next Wednesday, like we're doing, to make that decision as well, so it's just people around here.
And again, I know everybody's interested in knowing, and I received emails and phone calls, and I was at the fair Wednesday night, and we had discussions with people. I know everybody wants the plans. It's a process that has to occur where we have to get the board on board first, then information goes out, and we start to gain more information. At least I feel like that's the way we need to do this. Information goes out, and then we make adjustments. For example, the health safety guidelines that we have, you guys may have some adjustments to them, and we may adjust them Monday night. We may get our advisory committee together, and they may have some adjustments. We may have to, it's going to be a moving, I don't say moving target, it's going to be an adjusted document, a continued adjusted document. And that's the way we need to do this. I mean, this is what we need to do based on what's happening.
Fit our needs for our community.
Exactly.
I kind of wanted to speak toward, I appreciate Shane's comment, but I don't know how I'll come across saying this, but I want our focus, and I believe our focus is to be on our kids and our kids' education and our kids' health and safety, our teachers' health and safety, all that. The discussion about what other schools in our leagues are doing are going to pertain to us based on sports and academic, or sports and extracurricular stuff. But first and foremost, we need to teach our kids in our communities, and I did every sport in high school, and I think that stuff's important, but I don't want to sacrifice some of our curriculum and education based on a track meet or something that's going to stink. It's going to not be good for those athletes, but I want the education to come first. I think it's going to. I just don't want any of those to cloud our judgment, because we want everything for our kids. Some things may not happen, but the education and curriculum, I think, we're going to make the first priority, and health and safety, obviously. That's just right, kind of stands out. I don't know if it came off clear enough, but.
Good comments.
Okay, any other comments?
So we need to look to set a board meeting, a special board meeting for Monday. You guys can just, what works for you. I know Dr. Thorpe, he let me know ahead of time he couldn't be here because of some responsibilities at the fair. But he said, just, go ahead and try to schedule, and he hopes he can be here as well on Monday, so.
Do you think it would be wise to have it Monday evening? Because there probably is some public that would probably like to attend possibly, versus, someone maybe working and not be able to get off during the day.
You guys tell me, we can make it 5, 6, 7, whatever. I'm good. I'm scheduling Monday for you guys.
Shane, can you do Monday evening?
I don't, you just have to set it. My schedule's, I've been adding stuff on left and right, so you just gotta set it, and then I'll have to tell you, because it definitely can't do it before 3 in the afternoon, but after that, it becomes, anything after 3 I'll try, and it all depends what comes in. It's just been really busy.
I think anytime at 6 or 7 or whatever, it would be good for people to make.
6?
Let's say 6.
Maybe 6.
6 o'clock, yeah,
Okay. We will also just, and then we'll have dinner at 5:30 for you guys if you would like to have dinner. That way you don't have to, don't have to worry about finding dinner. You can come from your job if you want to, that type of thing. And so we'll have dinner at 5:30. Meeting will start at 6. Okay?
All right.
And it will be here.
Okay.
at
Now I asked.
The current board
Where are we
office.
going?
We're getting closer, as you can see. We're getting closer to moving.
Where are you gonna get the dinner?
Craig's house.
So I have to see what my wife is willing to cook. So menu is to be determined.
Well, anyway.
If you have stuff from the
Special
fair
request.
left, what do you think?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, if
I
you
left
wanted,
those
we could,
there.
if we have leftover ribeye steaks, we could try to do that. I'm not sure you wanna.
I'll make that motion, thank you.
I mean, it
Okay,
does.
okay. I will talk with you. I will consult with you on whatever I could be ordering, but I may not have to order. So thank you. I appreciate that thought.
That'd be great.
All right.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Stop. Oh.
We need to discuss it.